Hello, it's me, Cubby, and I'm going to do a personal spin with Scruffy Kens on our favourite band, Opeth. I'm going to list basically in order of my favourite albums, starting with my least favourite, which is probably quite controversial because my least favourite is actually My Arms Your Hearse. I don't know why, and I don't actually have a proper copy. I've only got this Candlelight Years version. I don't really see the point in buying all three albums again separately. So, I've just found My Arms Your Hearse to be the least sort of interesting of all their albums. For some strange reason, it's the one I've listened to the least, and I just don't enjoy it as much. And that's all I can say about that, really. Next, also probably somewhat controversial, my least favourite is probably Pale Communion. I just found it was a bit sort of wondery and meandery, and it just didn't really go anywhere. It seemed like they were being all like for the sake of it. Then probably my next least favourite would probably be probably Heritage, which again, it's good, and I like it, and I like the new direction they're going in, but for a large part of it, it just seemed like they were being twiddly for the sake of it, really, and it just didn't really grip me all that much, although I did really like I Feel the Dark. I thought that was a really good song. Okay, next least favourite would probably be Orchid, their first album. I could get my vinyl copies out actually and show you, but I can't be bothered. They're two in there somewhere. This is their debut album, and I think it shows their potential, but it's very bitty compared to some of their later stuff, and so obviously it's just not as good. And then straight after that, I think Morning Rise is probably my next favourite album, because it's got Black Rose Immortal on it, which is awesome. Being influenced by Scruffy Kens here, but my next favourite album after that is Deliverance. I like it, and people often say it's their heaviest album. I don't know where they get that from, but there we go. It's got some really good songs in it, but it also feels like there's quite a lot of filler in it as well. It's not my most listened to album, let's put it that way. Next, surprisingly, it's probably Sorceress. I think this is the best of Pale Communion and Heritage and some of their other bits all combined so far. I think it's a pretty good effort, I think. Better than the last two. It's still a little bit wondery in places, but it's much more consistent and much more to the point, as it were. Then I think probably my next favourite album, where did I put, is, probably Watershed. I really like this one. I like what they were doing on it, and it sort of showed where they were going to head. And also my copy's got a spelling mistake on the back. It says the Lautz Eater instead of the Lotus Eater, which is cool. Yeah, I like the fact that they had blast beats with singy vocals. That was quite different. Then my next favourite is probably Damnation. I used to use it to sleep to. I think it's really good, but like their newer material, it does tend to lack a bit of energy, and so that's why it was my sleepy album, because it can get a little bit boring at times, because aside from, is it ending credits, they're all fairly like this sort of tempo. So yeah. Then my next favourite is Blackwalk Park. Love this album. Particularly love the bass playing in it and the way it was mixed. I just love the way guitars sit on top of the bass, and the bass has got its own spectrum to sit in. I think that's brilliant. Really, really like it. However, my second favourite album by the band is Still Life. I absolutely love this album, quite possibly because it's a story, but also because of Face of Melinda. There is no better build-up in a song ever than Face of Melinda, the way it just sort of just builds up to that awesome. There's a little bit less singing in it, but I don't really care. I love it. I think it's brilliant. And then my favourite album is Ghost Reveries. It was the first Opeth album I ever bought, simply for the album cover. It took me a long time to get into. It's a bit mucky. I have my cleaning cloth. But I think this is their best album. It's the most consistent. It's probably the most accessible without being too twiddly for the sake of being twiddly. There's some really heavy moments, there's some really soft moments, there's some really beautiful moments, some really gentle moments, and the colour vaguely matches Scruffykins a little bit, not in the slightest, but I don't care, it's my excuse. It's his favourite album too. His favourite song is Harlequin Forest. Notice how my voice dropped a semitonal to there when I say Harlequin Forest. I can't go as low as you can. Anyway, that's my order of favourite Opeth albums, which is, by the way, my favourite band. And I also have all their albums on vinyl, except the newest one, because I haven't bought it yet. If there's time, I will attempt to extract one. Or two. No. One. Wait there. I managed to get Heritage out. Woo! And I've just spotted these two. Blackwater Park. Ah, sticky stuff stuck. Deliverance. Blackwater Park. And what else we got here? Damnation. Oh, it's so lovely. Orchid. This one's cool because it has yellow vinyl. Oh, and also I have the original pressing somewhere of Ghost Reveries. Oh, there it is. From the Ghost Reveries record. That's the original pressing, not the new one. I paid a ridiculous sum of money for that, and again, Watershed. Oh. Which also has the spelling mistake on the back. I didn't notice that before. And I've got Pale Communion somewhere as well. It's in that lot somewhere. But anyway, I have been Cubby. This has been Scruffykins. And this is our favourite band. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. You can click the like thingy or the subscribe thingy if you really want to. I don't mind if you do. I make them for fun. So enjoy and thank you and goodbye. Bye.